Once again, it's damage to the brain, which reveals much about how the normal brain functions. The attention system is often affected after injury to the right-hand side of the brain. This leads to a condition known as neglect. Neglect leaves patients with a baffling syndrome, as if half their world has disappeared.
Neglect is a very difficult concept. It's a medical term that has been used for almost 100 years to describe a variety of behavioural conditions. That is what patients actually do when they've had a stroke. And most of these patients have strokes involving the right hemisphere, right part of their brain. And basically what they tend to do, which is descriptive of neglect, is they ignore one side of space. So, for instance, they dress one side of their body, they write on the right-hand side of the page, they miss things on the left-hand side.
The stroke that Peggy Palmer suffered 10 years ago has left her with extreme neglect of the left-hand side of her world. Peter Halligan has spent many years testing Peggy to try and understand exactly what is going on in her brain.
Sure, yes.
This time, Peggy, I'm going to show you this picture of a cat, and I'd like you to draw it as accurately as you can.
Right, okay.
Neglect has very little, if anything, to do with your eyes. The vast majority of the problem arises from the brain processes involved in attention. And that your attentional system provides for where your eyes move. So in other words, if something happens in my visual field that's interesting, I'll move my eyes there. But why would you move your eyes there? Only if your attentional system indicated you needed to move there. So your eyes are slaves to your attentional system. And what's wrong in neglect is the attentional system has been damaged. You notice that this cat has got two tails.
No, I didn't notice that.
Look, so you don't have it on that side, do you?
No.
Is there anything else missing in it? You, for instance, look around the left-hand side. Is there anything?
That looks missing. Yes, that shoulder's missing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
The other part of the body is, isn't it?
I don't think about it, you see.
So you thought you'd drawn a complete cat with all the details?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I show this to you now, and you're seeing this again, does this surprise you?
I was very surprised to see that other tail. Very surprised, yeah.
And what do you think when you see...
I really didn't see that at all.
And what do you think when you see something like this now, when I draw attention to it?
I don't know how I could have missed it.
Hmm.
I don't know how I could have missed it. I really don't.
Peggy, as far as I'm aware, never reports, when you ask her afterwards, seeing half a cat. In fact, I can draw a half a cat and show it to her, and she'll say that's a half a cat, and she can distinguish between a half cat and a full cat, so she can know the difference. What she draws is different to what she actually seems to see inside her brain.
So Peggy is actually seeing a whole picture. Her brain is filling in the gaps, completing the parts that are missing. Peggy's neglect reveals another vital aspect of the brain's visual system. In her mind, her drawing is complete. What is missing on paper is generated by her imagination.